The CFL Gambling Podcast Week 10 preview, picks, and DFS episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Welcome to the CFL Gambling Podcast Week 10. They say we will hit a huge Tits Parlay. And we did hit a huge someone hit their huge Tits Parlay, and it wasn't me. Look, youtube.com, get on over there, type in CFL Gambling Podcast or youtube.com/@CFL Gambling Pod, Twitter @CFL Gambling Pod, and you will get our stupid faces. Big week for somebody's red hot here. And it ain't old Pick Dundee, but if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Oh, boy. Interesting week of activity. Did we differ on how many games last week?
We differed on three.
Two ATS or okay, yeah. All right, well that means I did horrible. I was trying to remember which one do we agree on, but we'll talk about it in a second. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the UFL Gambling Podcast and the Old Fashioned Football Gambling Podcast, doing NFL previews all the time. So go check out that stuff. Give it up for Justin Mark, aka No Turning Back. Jmark, how are you, brother?
The king of Canada is back, man. 4-0 against the spread, 3-1 totals, doubled my money in DFS, and hit the huge Tits Parlay. Let's fucking go.
That's that. Hey, I mean, we were about time because it had been dry. Those are some small tests. Shout out to 156702799. Look, is the theme song of the Pam Anderson's Big Tits Parlay taken from a video game? It is from NHL 94, I believe, 95, something like that. And shout out to St. Stephen's Productions. Is CJ Sullivan ever going to appear? No. CJ is, he's completely done with these cockanimi games, and no, I don't know. Maybe not.
Word is he hates Canada. I don't know. That's just what I heard.
And maple syrup. I'm not sure. Shout out to Channing Brown. Come be a part of the chat. We are the home of the huge Tits Parlay, and we cash them. Might have been a little bit of a drought for, you know what it is, man? We got to the halfway through the season. We're at halfway, this week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So at least we cashed one by the time that happened. Shout out to Kirk. Shout out to Drunken Irishman, who's been going to ball games up there in Canada, making the haul from the States. Let's recap a little bit, because I promised you I would come on this show and talk some shit. I'll be texting you.
And crickets is all I heard.
Yeah. Well, a little nervous about my stamps right now. Still a game and a half away from this over. The Red Blacks opened up 31 points on this bullshit. After the first quarter, I was like, hey, man, we're up 3-0. That's what you do with the game with a backup quarterback. Defensive struggle, but no. The Ottawa Red Shits are getting it done here. Bob Dice, that my boy Justin Hardy did have a nice day. We should have loaded up on Justin Hardy, but you were right. I was wrong. PJ Walker looked like shit. Although I'm gonna say the staff didn't necessarily play to his skill set, in my opinion. Yeah, horrible play by me. And your Red Blacks. Shout out to Rod Villa Gomez, host of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. I know he's got to be excited about that. But your thoughts on this outcome, and talk about the heat that you've been on all week or all last week, I guess, because these Thursday and Friday games.
Maybe they're not using his skill set properly. Maybe he doesn't have the skills anymore. I did see a quarterback that made some nice throws. He made some nice throws, but more often than not, it was like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Before we got on out of here last week, if you were on YouTube, I changed my little name at the bottom of the screen to PJ Walker for interceptions. He threw 3 of them. But I think a lot of this was Ottawa came into that game defensively saying, if we shut down this run, PJ Walker can't beat us. And they did that. Dedrick Mills, 7 carries for 11 yards. I was shocked that even though he was on my DFS, I still cashed, because after putting him on there and not thinking about the fact that all the defense needs to do is stop him to win, I shouldn't have had him on my lineup. Had I followed one of your running backs, could have cashed some more money. So I'll give you a little prop to you there. How about
Appreciate that, man. I needed that for last week. PJ Walker led the team in rushing
with like 12 yards, right?
What the fuck is that? Where was that all year? I don't care, backup quarterback or not. 11 damn yards against a soft ass defense. I want this investigated. All right. Then, game 2 on Friday was one of the better games of the weekend. Was this the best one? No, I think it's probably the Hamilton game, right? Winnipeg, after putting it on Toronto in the first half, we got a little dicey. 40-31, 71 points. You filthy whores. I mean, unbelievable there. We did have another kick return, 93-yard kick return for a touchdown. It's amazing what happens when you have the coolest play in football. Still in football. What do you make of these Bombers? This is the one we got right?
Yeah, this is the one we agreed on. Though we were on different sides on the total here. You wanted an under. But yeah, I mean, it was just a classic.
Dude, I mean, like there's a fucking interception for touchdown and a kick return for touchdown in the first fucking 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I was on the right side. All right. Well, they have a punt return for touchdown too, a fumble return for touchdown. What the hell was this game?
Well, and when you look at the stats, and if you would have told me that Chris Streveler was going to throw 173 yards, 3 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, I would not have thought that the Bombers would have won, but they got it done.
When's the last time there was a CFL game with 2 special teams touchdowns and 2 defensive touchdowns?
Yeah,
I guarantee you it's been a long fucking time.
Sure. Yeah. I think we handicapped this correctly, where even though Toronto seemed desperate, Winnipeg was more desperate. Winnipeg needed this win. This is also really interesting because Toronto, if they want to make the playoffs, they got a lot of ground to make up. And if Chad Kelly is ever healthy, does it even make sense to bring him in at this point?
Well, yeah, you got to keep him away from the bars. have him showing up to practice and games is a net positive. Shout out to Andrew in the chat. He's here for the leans. The leans, that's all the no turns thing. Then on Saturday we had the doubleheader. The Ticats continue. I think I highlighted this last week saying, well, if the Ticats win, it's a win-win situation, because I am on the over and I am a guy with the future on the Ticats. But man, I actually thought they were going to lose this game at mid third quarter. I think it was. I was like, dude, Eskimos are playing better than them, but they found a way to get it done. Scott Milanovic magic. Yeah, nice win for the Ticats, and the Eskimos continue to be the biggest fucking joke in the league because they are the biggest fucking joke in the league. Bring back the name, you piles of shit. What are you? What'd you make of this one?
Yeah, so we picked this at 3.5. It closed at 4.5. So if you jumped on the Eskimos later in the week, you got this right. All I can say is shout out to Keandre Smith and Bo Levi Mitchell for making use of the guys when Kenny Lawler is getting double coverage.
I took Greg Bell out of my fucking lineup. You pile of shit. Right? Continue. I'm sorry.
No, just Keandre Smith. This is his second week in a row with double-digit targets, over 100 yards. He had a touchdown. He had 2 last week. At this point, it's hard not to put him in your DFS lineup, right? And how do defenses double team Kenny Lawler while also covering him, while also covering Tim White? I mean, this offense is tough to maintain. Yeah.
What do you think the chat's talking about? What's my guy's name who hit the big fucking field goal there? Why am I drawing a blank on the kicker?
I don't remember the kicker's name.
Maltos? Is it Maltos? Is that it? Maltos? I can't remember. Will he be in the NFL? Probably. You saw Jake Bates get a bobblehead night and make the NFL, so I do think he's probably in a spot to get picked up, or at least a tryout. Shout out to Golden Dog. He made some money on DFS. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Talk about you hit on DFS.
Yeah.
Your huge tits parlay hit.
Yeah, I saw one person, one of our listeners, I assume anyways, had the exact same lineup as me, tailed. I think it was Crow 68X or something like that. So shout out to Crow for tailing and cashing.
Yeah. And then the final game of the week. Oh my God, it's a bloodbath. So how about these? Corey Mace is really sticking it to your narrative of them being ass in the second half of the season. Well, I guess we're not technically in the second half of the season yet. 34-6, these Rough Riders rode. And the only highlight I can think we can get from these Alouettes is their kicker, Maltos, making I don't know. I felt like every kick was 55 yards. I mean, he only made 2 of them, or they only attempted 2 of them, I think. But we got to talk about these Rough Riders. Are they the best team in the league? Are you really ready to say they're the best team in the league?
It's so hard for me to trust a guy like Trevor Harris, but he has looked pretty decent. And this is a very well-rounded team. They commit to the run. We've talked about that before, that they're one of the only teams you can trust to run the damn ball.
And they play good defense. Corey Mace even had that going last year. And then how about Dante Myers having a big game, 136 yards, I think it was.
You got to consider them as one of the top, right?
I think you have to at this point. We were waiting for that offense to fall apart.
They're still.
I know we don't do power rankings on the CFL show, but I feel like we should right now. 9 teams. I'm hot potatoing you. You didn't write anything down. But does Saskatchewan deserve to be number 1 right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with their 7-1 record.
I think we have to put them number 1.
Yeah,
because they're one of the teams I can actually trust to run the ball and play defense. So, and I actually, even though I have my 35-1 Stamps future, they still play a little bit of pussy ball. The Stamps do. Now, I thought this year they had kind of gotten away from that with running Dedrick Mills, and then a 7 rush performance. That is alarming a little bit to me. Who would you have ranked number 2? Would you put the Ticats over the Stamps, even though the Stamps have had to play with the backup quarterback a game and a half, essentially, or a game and 3/4?
I think so. Just because, I mean, I don't know if anybody can stop that offense. Yeah, their defense isn't great, but it doesn't matter if they can keep up.
I think Calgary's got a better defense than them.
They do, but I I'm just trusting the offense. I think it's better. And so, yeah, I got to tip my hand to Hamilton here.
I'll go Calgary with the healthy Vernon Adams. But 3 would obviously be Hamilton for me. Do you have Calgary at 3 in yours?
I think you have to. With the way they came out, they had 3 upsets, 2 of those on the road as money line dogs against good teams, twice against Winnipeg. I think you have to. I mean, you can make the case for a Winnipeg because of their history, but they've gotten beat by Calgary twice already. So I think you have to put Calgary there.
Yeah. So okay, we have the same top 3 teams, just different order. At 4, I am still going to give this to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
I agree. It does scare me that, I mean, I know Kolaros, they were kind of resting him. They followed my suggestion of letting him sit a game or 2 because his arm looked a little tired. I worry about how long into the season he lasts. I mean, he is an older quarterback. I questioned his arm strength last year. He started on fire this year. But just because of the pedigree, the coaching, the defense, everything, I think you have to give it to them.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the same top 4 teams. This is where it gets interesting. At 5, I have the Montreal Alouettes. How about you?
Yeah, I trust them more than because we got BC, Toronto, Edmonton, and Montreal left. I trust Montreal the most out of all those teams, especially their defense.
Yeah, and at 6, I would have the BC Lions. How about you?
Yeah, I think so.
It's going pretty chalky, by the way. And at 7, I would have the Toronto Argonauts.
I'm going to put Edmonton here. I think
Edmonton.
I think that
they're dead last. What are you talking about?
I think Cody Fajardo just needs a little bit more time getting comfortable, and that they'll start to. You've seen them be more competitive. They're last.
Well, I don't get. Right,
are you doing this because you're the preseason future on the Eskimos? Where is this coming from?
Well, there's also some hatred towards Toronto, so fuck Toronto.
I did not. I thought you were going to say Ottawa, Edmonton.
Drew Brown can't stay healthy, so I don't trust Ottawa at all.
So wait, do you have Toronto? Do you have Ottawa ranked above Toronto? I know they play this week, but
Toronto dead fucking last.
Unbelievable.
Fuck those guys.
This resentment. Dinwiddie's turning a corner. All right.
We'll see. A corner to the bar to get some drinks. I don't know.
Hey, congratulations on your wedding anniversary there, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. And thank you, St. Stephen.
Did you make your watch Chad Kelly highlights?
No, but we went to a hotel Friday and we got dinner. We got back and I said, I'm going to throw the CFL game on the TV. We can still play some cards and stuff, but we'll just have it in the background. Stop.
You just went to a hotel in the same town that you live in?
No.
Okay.
We were up north in Des Moines, which is 30 minutes away, but that way we could drink when we were out, not have to worry about driving back home and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, yeah, we just stayed at a hotel right in your town. And then you just, I was like, what?
Not much for hotels here in Winterset. I mean, there is one, but I don't think I'd pay to stay there.
Econo Lodge?
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, congrats though, man. How many years? 13 years?
13.
Whew. Good
still
Lord.
putting up with me.
So you got married in your 20s?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was 25.
Yeah, a lot of people a lot of people get caught in that trap, right?
No, she was 22, and we talk about all the time that we were too young. We were too young, but it worked out.
Well, congrats. Tell her I said congrats.
Thank you, I will.
All right, folks, we will get to the upcoming week, but before I do that, I do want to let you know that the CFL Gambling Podcast Week 10 Previewed Picks episode is brought to you. Well, we are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and the Sports Gambling Podcast is back with their 32-team NFL preview series. Look, they're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they'll give out one word of a 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win $1,000 circa future. And remember, as always, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million for first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball's best place to pay. To play fantasy football. Best way to play fantasy football. I can't talk. Underdog also is a great place to play pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. So sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN. Yes, they do have CFL action, but you want to use TCE at SGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer, because it's going to hook you up with up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on all the summer sports. I'm betting the hell out of the CFL. I bet the hell out of MLB. Golf occasionally. Tennis occasionally. Yeah, I was enjoying betting on the dildo color to hit the court in the WNBA games. Have you seen that? These offshores. Did you tackle that at all, Jmark?
I did not. I've seen the headlines about them, but no.
I threw $20 on the wrong damn color, man. I was going with sky blue. But look, there's a lot of stuff to bet. Dude, another thing I'm waiting for this Baja. I got a hot tip on like the Baja 3000 Mexico race or something in like the sand dunes. Someone gave me a hot tip, and then I was like, how the hell do I figure out when this race is? I was trying to find this on the offshores. Dude, this shit's in November. They gave me a hot tip for something in like 5 months. I don't need, I like, who does that? Anyway, I got a hot tip. If anyone wants to get on the action on the Baja 3000 or some shit like that, I don't even know how the hell to watch that. I searched YouTube. Someone hooked me up. Anyone familiar with the Baja 3000? I'm very curious to see if I am going to bet this, though. I will say that I will bet that hot tip. But look, MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well, and they do have NFL and college football futures. You can easy deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag with the promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. All right. We are back. I'm just fascinated. Oh, sorry, it's not the Baja 3000. It's the Baja 1000. You familiar with this thing, Jmark?
No idea what you're talking about.
I'm fascinated by this stuff. So it's an annual Mexican off-road motorsport race in Baja, California, there in Mexico. It's up to 850 miles or more. So, wow. I'm really looking forward to, I don't know how the hell to watch this thing though. But we're going to figure this out by the time this November race comes around. I just love how I got a DM say, dude, if you I almost should find the DM right now and say, it's like, dude, I got a hot tip in the Baja 3000. I thought it was like going on this weekend. So I was like, okay, I'll throw in some money. And I'm like, I'm searching all these books looking for this Baja 1000. And I'm like, where the fuck is this thing? Right. So then I had to Google Baja I think I first Googled Baja 3000 because I think that's what the DM said. And then I was like, okay, what is this? It's in November. And it's like you never heard of this either, St. Stephen's Productions. I had actually heard of it before. Maybe because I was in California for 20 years, but I had heard of it before as like a yeah, it sounds like a Cannonball Run movie. Anyway, hit me up. You got until November to save your pennies, and I got a hot tip in the Baja 1000. All right. Back to CFL action, folks. Let's start this damn slideshow. YouTube, jump over there at CFL Gambling Pod. Home of the huge Tits Parlay. Tomorrow, the BC Lions are heading to the Hammer to take on the Hamilton Ticats. Is this the best game of the weekend? And I kind of think it is. I
mean, it all depends on if Vernon Adams plays. That would make, I think, the Winnipeg Calgary one better.
Yeah, Hamilton's laying 3. The over-under's at 55.5. BC's winning this on the money line. So look, the last time they played, Hamilton escaped by 4. These teams are the same teams. Just one has been able to close out games. Right? Not here. Not so fast. CBS Sports Network's carrying this one, by the way. I'm all over BC. Money line play. This is a fucking money line play. This is part of my huge tits parlay. My Pam Anderson huge tits parlay. I also, is it too chalky to just say we should take the over?
Yeah.
They scored 70 the last time they played, though. And that was what, like 2 weeks ago. I mean, they hit the over by 15 points, Jmark.
Go for it. Go for it.
It just seems, you know what was obvious was like, I feel like my chalk radar has been pretty solid in this league, even though I haven't always gone with the chalk, or like I'm sorry, I have gone with the chalk. I note it, and then I'm stupid enough to still take the bite, and then I lose. So you know what? Give me the fucking under. What are you doing here?
No, I like the under as well. It's just a gut feeling. I really have nothing to go on statistically because you're right. They scored a bunch of points last time. I do think Hamilton's picked up their defense a little bit. I also think, these Thursday night games, sometimes you got, when we're in the mid-season, the war of attrition, So I think they're a little bit tired, and I like the under. This is also part of my huge tits parlay, but not BC money line. It's Hamilton money line. This is the one that out of all the picks this week that I question the most, but I'm just riding with Hamilton.
BC is so desperate. They need this to stay in this mix.
I just don't know. I don't know if they can. They got a lot of talent.
4-point game last game.
They have way more talent than the record shows, and it just doesn't seem like, I don't know if it's a coaching issue. I don't know if things just aren't coming together. I don't know if there's resentment because the guys liked Vernon Adams, and now the highest paid player in the CFL, Nathan Rourke, is the wonder boy for him again. I don't know what it is. They just seem off. They seem off compared to how they should be performing. So I'm fading them again. I'm going to keep fading them for now, and I'm going to keep backing Bo Levi, who has hit he found a little fountain of youth. He's got Kenny Lawler. He's got Keandre Smith. He's got Tim White. You can't cover them all.
You can't win.
We will see, buddy. You're on the under though, right? We're smashing this under.
Yeah, I am.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like the 5 times I want to say 5 of the last 6 that I've said these are chalky. I have all 6. I think I have bid into the chalk, right? And I think I've lost in 5 of the 6. That's remarkable.
Should have been on the chalk last week. That's when the chalk paid off.
Yeah. See, but it fucks with me nonstop. All right. People DMing me about the Baja 1000. I'm thinking about the chalk and the CFL. All right. Week 2, Friday. Second game, the Edmonton Eskimos are heading to Montreal, Quebec, take on these Alouettes. Look, the last time they played, Montreal won by 10. I think that was mid-June, Father's Day maybe. This is a smash spot here. It's just too obvious. Load up on Montreal. Get this. First off, they know Fajardo. They know how the. I mean, they're just.
Because I understand how the bastard thinks. I taught him. Now I own one.
That's what they're thinking. And it's going to work because the Eskimos are born losers. To be up a creek without a paddle, to have the whole world in the palm of your hands and blow it. Until they actually go back to the name Eskimos, you can't respect this team. You can't respect how they've gone about all their business. And Montreal is a smash play here, laying 3. Now, I will say this. It seems mighty chalky to take the under. Give me the over on these Eskimos and these Alouettes. Jmark, what are you doing here?
I'm on the under, but I can see the over. I could see Montreal really rallying in this game and scoring a boatload of points. And I'm right there with you on Montreal -3 being a smash spot. You have to take them here. The Eskimos, I forgot to tell you this story last week. You'll love it. I had my niece and nephew for a couple weeks, and my niece was watching me watch football. What team are we going for? And I told her which teams there were. And she goes, is that one the Eskimos? And I said, well, technically they're the Elks now. They switched their name. And she goes, so instead of Eskimo kisses, it's elk kisses? That's dumb. I was like, it is dumb. You're right. You're 5 and you get it. We gotta keep fading this team. I know they have looked better. Fajardo has made them look a little bit more competent. They've been sticking in games, but I do think Montreal rallies here. They just got their asses handed to them. They need to bounce back in a big way.
I mean, don't they still have Eskimo pies? I could have swore I saw that at the grocery store like in the past couple months. So it's okay for Klondike to still lean into that.
Those are these fucking pies now.
But these fucking idiots over here that think, I mean, it's just the dumbest shit of all time. Anyway, I'm telling you, in 100 years, they're going to look back at our society and be like, these fucking idiots. They got rid of all these Native American names. So now no one remembers fucking Native Americans.
Right.
I'm telling you, like, it's going to be, I feel very strongly that in 100 years, they'll look back at that era saying that you can't just delete history. Yeah. And then they're going to add them all back. I guarantee you.
We got some mixed opinions in the chat here. Drunken Irishman load up on Montreal. Montreal should win easily from St. Stephen, but Kirk says Edmonton knows McLeod, Bethel, Thompson. They're killing them with Fajardo. And 560727 smash spot for Montreal. Bethel is horrible. I think the defense wins this game. That's why I like the under. I think Montreal's defense just swarms Edmonton.
The under's obvious, though, buddy. You're just on that side, huh?
I am on this one. Yeah. I'll
shout
bite
out to
Jock.
Shout out to Jeffrey in the chat. UFL summer sale, 70% off. Just got an offer for Michigan gear. Hate what they're doing with this league. It's been a poorly ran league ever since they merged. That league has been fucking trash, in my opinion. Like they couldn't pick a batch of people worse to run that league, in my opinion. Like I don't know that I can't say one good thing that they have done since they merged. Yeah. How about you, Jmark?
No, I just I remember back when the merger was happening and our managing editor, Adam Pelletier, was shaming me for not being excited about this. And then several weeks later, he was like, okay, I get it now.
Like you get some Hollywood hotshot and some broad who doesn't know anything about football running a league. This is what you get. All right. She was like a bodybuilder, right? Yeah. Look.
Still looks like a bodybuilder.
That's why I'm saying more power to her. She'll probably whoop my ass. But at the same time, like, if you focus with that much time on your body, you probably don't know football or how to run a league. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's been a disaster over there. Anyway, you're biting into the chalk on the under. Let's get to Saturday's doubleheader. How do you feel about them straying away from the Sundays the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, and they're going to keep doing it, I think. I don't like it. I like a game a day, but I don't know if that's in prep for the NFL season. They don't want to go head-to-head with them, but then you're going against college football. So
yeah, which is worse for me, which means I will not be watching any of these Saturday games. I have an 8 TV setup, but the problem is there's over 700 college football teams. So, and I love the CFL, but my first love is college football. All day.
I'll watch it for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I honestly, what we'll have to do. Hopefully, they're all on. They're not even gonna be on CBS Sports then, though, because they have college football contracts.
True.
So, like, the worst part about that is when they're not on CBS Sports, it's hard to get them on the replay.
Right.
A lot of times, I watch games on replay because there's so much shit going on, or I'm recording or something. So, anyway, let's get to Saturday's action. We got a doubleheader as Ottawa heads to Toronto. And look, don't rule these Argonauts out, in my opinion. I think they're in a good spot. They're in a good spot to come back in this league. So I've already tipped my hand. I don't like this pussy ass Red Blacks team. And they caught lightning in a bottle. They got fortunate. All right, that there was no Vernon Adams and Dave Dickinson doesn't know what he's doing with the old PJ Walker. So, Argos, don't overthink it. Dinwiddie's the better coach by a mile, and that is the difference in the game. What are you doing here?
I was encouraged by how that defense looked last week. And when Drew Brown's healthy, this team is better, obviously. And if you listen to my power rankings, I'm not going to pick Toronto after putting Ottawa ahead of them. Give me Ottawa.
Will he be healthy at the end of the game?
Yes, I'm just going to hope for yes here. I think Ottawa is the side here. I'll take the plus 3.5, but I'll take the money line as well. And I like the over in this game. I think there's going to be some points scored.
I'll take the overs. We'll see. We see eye to eye there at least. All right. Go Argos. They're going to be back in the playoff mix. All right. And then right when they're right in the playoff mix, Chad Kelly's going to come out like he's goddamn Superman.
His other leg will break
in the Grey Cup, and then Arbuckle will win the championship. Yeah, I mean, we're agreeing too much here on that one. Winnipeg is at Calgary. Is this the best game if Vernon Adams plays?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but he's questionable right now with that hip injury. CFL tends to take that more cautious, we'll say, than the NFL, even though the NFL is being fairly cautious with it. So I don't know if he plays. It's hard to say with it being the latest game too. They've practiced the least amount.
We kind of need to know.
That's why you should absolutely jump on Winnipeg right now, right?
No, I'm taking Calgary.
Even if it's PJ Walker?
Yeah, he's better. He's better than people think. I got a lot of DMs. I'm tripling down on PJ Walker, former XFL MVP for the Houston Roughnecks.
How many years ago was that?
That was when Vince McMahon had the league. All right.
So it's a while.
I told you it, and then guess what? The league was thriving because you need an asshole at the top. You need an asshole at the top. And he knows football.
Then here's a narrative you can buy into. Then he went to the NFL, to the Carolina Panthers of all teams, and the NFL ruined him.
Well, NFL does it. It
So
ruins a lot.
Buy into my narrative that he's cooked now. He's ruined.
That is true. The NFL, you're fucking sitting there. You're all indoors. You're getting all this bullshit. You know what I mean? They're just. It's a different. I remember like the NFL when you could have like a soup ladle of fucking hot water on the sidelines. All right. Nowadays they're all pampered little bitches. All right. That's the problem. Is he's pampered. He comes to Calgary. Weren't they complaining in the preseason? Weren't they complaining about like
their food,
the lunch?
Yeah. They had the lowest ranking for like their food and how the family is made welcome.
Shut the fuck up, dude. God. Lowest ranking on food. Why are we even asking them about the food?
Because Canada cares. Canada cares about that stuff.
Their fucking quarterbacks make like $1 million a year. All right. I know there's a crazy tax, so it's probably like $400K at the end of the day, but still, it's enough to. I don't give a shit about your food bitching. All right. I'm all over these stamps though. PJ Walker, round 3. Let's go. And I will take the over 51.5.
Call them pussies, make fun of them for complaining about the food, and then saying, "But I'm all over them."
That is true. But the whole league, but the fact they interviewed the whole league on that, that's some bullshit right there. Just throw out some food. You get to play football in life. We've gone too far. The totem pole, it's swung too fucking far. All right.
Cook your own food if you're worried about
I could give one shit if they eat a meal all day. All right. I mean, what a ridiculous storyline here. All day. They're not happy with the hamburgers that are being served. PJ Walker's over the hill, but Zach Collaros isn't. And Stravler, he's all over the place. Stravler, I love Stravler. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Stravler guy, but at the same time, there's some throws he makes that are fucking horrible. He's Tebow. He's Tebow of the CFL. Anyway, what are you doing here, man?
I'm all over Winnipeg. Even if Vernon Adams does play, I'm kind of banking that he doesn't. But even if he does, I'm all over Winnipeg. Calgary's beat them twice already this year, haven't they? I think it's going to be tough to do it 3 times. And I think they want to even it out a little bit, because if you go into, you get closer to that Grey Cup and then you're like, well, we've beat them 3. Now we got to beat them 4. I think a loss is good for Calgary overall.
Look, you got me on this in the second one when I loaded up on Winnipeg, and then they lost by like 40.
I know. I can't help it. Yeah, give me Winnipeg plus 4.5. Give me Winnipeg on the money line. And I like the over in this game.
I'm going to say something bold here. If Vernon Adams plays, I'm betting Winnipeg. If PJ Walker plays, I'm betting Calgary.
It's the goofiest shit I've ever heard. PJ Walker's terrible.
Mark it down. Mark it down. All right.
All right.
You like the over, though, you said?
Yeah, I like the over.
All right. I'm waiting to bet that shit until game time, though. All right, look, folks, we're going to get to our DFS plays and our huge tits parlay. But before we do that, I do want to let you know that the CFL Gambling Podcast Week 10 edition is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Yes, the world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest, Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true DGen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Come hang out with the Sports Gambling Podcast guys at the Circa Contest Weekend, August 21st to August 23rd. Also, myself, Moneyline Mac from the College Football Experience, will be out there doing live shows from Las Vegas for Week 0 College Football Farmageddon going on in Dublin, Ireland, and also a slew of other games. I think we had 8 games now, I think, if memory serves me correct. We will go in depth with all of them. Live shows, open bars, plus we're going to give you 15% off your stay at the Circa, biggest sports book in the world, with the promo code SGP15. The contests are open for everyone, and you sign up in Nevada. You can play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, Rhythm continues to crush it on these power trends. If you haven't caught up on these are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's motto has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data back bets, baby. And the MLB power trends are absolutely crushing it. They a lot of unders on batter hit props that are collectively hitting at a 70% rate. Fading players is profitable, folks. I love fading players. All right, I don't give a shit what they eat. I'll fade them all day. All right, I don't give a shit if they eat. WNBA power trends since All-Star break, by the way, also fire. 27-16 on power trends with a 23.36% ROI. They are cooking. Nice little bankroll builder for the football, for the other football season that's coming. Download the Rhythm app, check out power trends, and start betting smarter. You know damn well we will be. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by Candor Spirits here. Look at this thing right here. I had an ad. It wasn't loading. So look, have you ever had a green tea shot? Some have. Jmark, you ever had a green tea shot?
I don't think so.
It's okay. Well, these are even better, but you don't know what they taste like in general. But either way, these are delicious, ready to drink canned cocktails. No carbs, no gluten, no sugar, low carbonation, 7.5% alcohol. These are American made and a pure panty dropper, if I may say so. Candor Spirits available in Nevada and Arizona right now. If you come out for a sign up weekend at the Circa, we'll hook you up with some of these, but they're working on their licensing for California and Hawaii. And after that, they're going for Canada. Candor Spirits, check them out. Get spiritual, folks. All right. They sent me a batch of that. That shit's delicious. It's almost too delicious. My wife loves it though. So got to check it out. All right. Well, look, I did have a few minutes to load up our huge tits parlay. So now I will give Jmark tons of credit. Not only did he cash his huge tits parlay last week, he then came back to the board in unbelievable fashion. He sent me a DM with his huge tits parlay already, so I know it. I'll let you guys see it here. But the Pam Anderson huge tits parlay of the week for Jmark is no turn Jmark putting $50 on the Redblacks, the Alouettes, Ticats, and the Blue Bombers. $50 is going to get you $1,530 and some change. Okay, you came with some heat. You hit one huge hits parlay and you go for the jugular. Explain yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel good about all these plays. I did mention that the Hamilton BC game is the only one that I waver on a little bit, but these are all money line plays. I could see them winning by 1 or 2 points at the very end there. They seem to close games very well. So, yeah, you win one, you come in the next week with all that confidence, right? And not to mention, if you follow me on the X, I gave out Keandre Smith first touchdown scorer for Hamilton.
At Jmark Football.
That was 15-1. So we built the bankroll up a little bit. Now we're feeling pretty good. So why not go big or go home, right?
Whew.
And may the Schwartz be with you. What a world, what a world.
I'm almost ashamed to give out my huge tits parlay because you're coming for 1,500. I feel like I just need like different music after that because it's hard to match that. And I can't use the Baywatch anymore because they tried to sue us. Pick Dundee. Huge tits parlay of the week is let's take the BC Lions money line. Montreal laying it. Argos on the money line, by the way. And the Stamps on the money line, $50 will get you $635 and some change. Had some people message me about the music here for the huge tits parlay. That is NHL 94, which was one of the greatest games ever. Still one of the greatest games ever, right? I feel all right about my huge tits parlay, but monitor the PJ Walker situation because if it does switch to Vernon Adams, we then have to. I basically have to commit to this today or tomorrow morning. I need the news by tomorrow morning on Vernon Adams. But either way, it'll be in that same vein of around $600-$700. All right, let's jump over to the DFS portion of the show. How'd you feel about the DFS slate? You made money last week. Once again, you're on fire on all platforms right now with CFL. How'd you feel about the slate this week?
Yeah, I mean, I felt good again twice in a row. We're not winning first place yet. We've doubled the money twice in a row, and I feel good about it again. One note, he is not in my lineup because I do think Hamilton is a very crowded wide receiver room. I already mentioned that, but Drew Wolodarski making his Ticat debut. He will be available. I'm just not sure.
I always liked him.
Yeah, I'm not sure how with Keandre Smith firing off, with Kenny Lawler being so good. Tim White has been there a while. I'm not sure where he fits in, but he's only 2,900. So if you want to just take a stab that he's going to have a decent game in his debut, 2,900 frees up a lot of cash.
That's not bad, man. And I'm waiting for the PJ Walker news because I'm going to roster him because he's throwing for 400 this week. Monitor these injuries, folks. But in the unknown of him not, playing or not playing, I did load up on Bo Levi Mitchell against a foo-foo BC Lions defense. I paid up $11,400. What'd you do here?
Yeah, same. I mean, he's been my quarterback the past 2 weeks. There's no point in turning back now. He's been winning me money.
All right. At the running back spot, I am assuming they give him the ball more than 7 times. Dedrick Mills. 8,500. They got to give it more than 7 times. They just got it. It's impossible. They have to give him the ball more than 7 times. I think if you're watching the tape from last week, Dickinson's going to think about this and say, I know I was a fucking sissy quarterback when I was a player, but if I hand the ball off, it's going to work out a little bit better. We can control the clock. Diedrich Mills, 8,500. Did you roster Diedrich?
I did not. I went with a guy who's 8,300 for Edmonton. Probably a mistake there, but Justin Rankin. And the reason is not just because he had 69 yards and a touchdown rushing last week. I mean, we always like when guys go for 69 yards, I guess. But since Fajardo has been the starter, his receiving line 2 weeks ago, 4 for 42. Last week, 7 for 64 and a touchdown. Fajardo just seems to like the little dump offs to the running back, and Justin Rankin has been benefiting off of that. So for 8,300, I like Rankin.
But you're forgetting these Alouettes know how the bastard thinks. All right,
that's fair.
I only have one running back, and that was Diedrich Mills. So my top price wideout is a guy that played at East Carolina. All right. Tyler Snead. McLeod Bethel Thompson is going to be throwing it to him a lot this week. The Eskimos defense is just a ass doo-doo play to the fullest. What'd you do at your top receiver spot?
Top receiver spot, I already kind of highlighted that it's hard not to put him in your lineups now. I stacked him with Bo Levi here, Keandre Smith. He's just been on fire the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, it was 14 catches for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last week, he didn't need 14 catches. He had 7 for 138 yards again. That's 2 weeks in a row with 138 yards.
What's his price?
That game. He's only 7,600. He seems criminally undervalued for those last 2 weeks.
I have 7,500 available.
Oh, so close.
All right, we could do this. I'm gonna make this work.
You can't not. I feel like you got to have him.
All right, so just okay. Now we switch over. Okay. I like what we're doing here.
Need the little boop, 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 boop.
Now I just got to figure out what I can do with 5,900. I
got a player for you that's less than 5,900.
Hit me with it right now.
He is in my lineup. That's Jareth Stearns.
That's my boy. He's already in my lineup. I can't play him twice.
Damn it.
You don't have anybody else, do you? Huh?
Not under 5,900. No.
You except pile of shit.
Switch your defense, or unless you have the lowest price defense.
No, because I know I want that angle, and they know how the bastard thinks. I'll just go with how about Jmark Bridges? He could have a big game. He hasn't done that much this year, though.
No, he hasn't. I've had him in a couple lineups. It hasn't worked out how I wanted. Well, while you're looking, since I already said his name, Jareth Stearns, I know you got him too. He's just been solid the past 2 weeks here. 4 catches for 72 and a touchdown. Last week, 6 catches for 53 yards. And for only 5,000, he just seems worth the price there because he's still putting in double-digit fantasy football points.
Yeah, I found my guy, by the way. And look, I'm going to go back to I'm stacking. I am so Damian Alford is questionable. I'm assuming he's playing. If not, we zig off of him. But I'm also playing Eric Brooks, who actually has, I believe, the like the third most targets, I think, on the team right now. If you look at what he has done over the past couple games, 6 catches for 69 yards, 5 catches for 66, but 15 targets the past 2 weeks with PJ Walker at the helm. So load up on Eric Brooks at $5,200. And I load up on Jareth Stearns as well. So I'm down to pretty much, I'm down to just my defense. You got to give out a bunch, I think, right?
I've got 2, but so you have Snead, Brooks, Stearns, and who else?
Smith.
Oh, right. I forgot you got Smith as well. Okay.
Yeah.
At 7,100, going in a battle, if you want to do it with Brooks, I got Dominic Rhymes. I thought he looked really good last week. So if PJ Walker's playing, He had 4 catches for 103 yards and a touchdown. He's had a touchdown in the last 3 games. So
let's do battle. Let's do battle. By the way,
right.
what are we at? 2 battles of bourbon right now? That cockanemu one worked?
I'm up 2-0 after Kenny Lawler got outscored by who was it again? Do you remember? Stephen Dunbar Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So wait, you still have to give out another player, right?
I got one other player, and speak of the devil, Stephen Dunbar Jr. The last 2 weeks, he's had 19.2 points and 11.1. He's 7,000. And say what you want about Edmonton, they seem to be getting him the ball. So if I'm taking somebody from him, does it disgust me a little bit that I have 2 Edmonton players? Yeah, a little bit, but we're rolling the dice here, man.
That's the name of the game. St. Stephen Productions saying, how do you know of Drew Welitowski? Well, he was really good with the
Bombers.
The Bombers over the past couple of years. I know him from the University of Minnesota. I think he played where the early years of PJ Fleck at Minnesota, I believe. If not that, then the previous regime. But he was pretty efficient at Minnesota. So that's how we know, buddy. But look, I'm on the defensive side of things. I told you, I've already revealed my hand. Your little Cody Fajardo nonsense is not going to work in Montreal. I know he can go back to his old apartment he rented with that old broad next door he used to lay pipe to, right? But it doesn't matter. They know how the bastard thinks. They're going to, all this little check down garbage ain't going to fly. So give me these Alouettes to make some plays. And 3,600, let's go. What are you doing here?
Yeah, you're talking like I took Edmonton. I just have some of their players to put up some fancy points. In
yeah, you're walking a fine line, by the way.
all over Montreal. In fact, I think Montreal is ahead enough that they have to throw the ball, so those guys get points. I also have the Alouettes. I think it's the best play on the board for the defense, and they're not the most expensive defense, which kind of surprised me. I know Fajardo hasn't had a lot of turnovers, but I think, the Alouettes are a good defense, and I think they really want to bounce back after that ass whooping last week.
Yep, I'm with you, buddy. So what's the pecking order of the games you want to see? Like the game you want to see most, is that BC Hamilton with the unknown right now of Vernon Adams?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we didn't agree. I guess we only agreed on one game. I was going to say we didn't agree on that one, so I want to see if I can keep the hot streak going, but yeah, I think it's the best one either way.
What's the second best one? Winnipeg, Calgary, right?
If Vernon Adams plays. If not, that drops to the bottom because Winnipeg blows out that old burnt out PJ Walker.
It's going to be Caleros against Walker, and you're going to be sitting there wishing it was 20 years ago.
Walker's going to have another 4 interceptions. He had 3. I called for 4 last week. He's going to have 4 interceptions this time. So I think my next game is actually Ottawa and Toronto. I think that's going to be a better game than you would think.
Oh, disgusting. All right, folks, that's our show. Make sure you check out Jmark on Twitter at Jmark Football. Check out the Old Fashioned Football Podcast, the UFL Gambling Podcast. I think it's going to have one more year. Some bozo. You see, he bought the he bought into the league, but he won 16 teams.
They should have had 16 teams. They shouldn't have ever cut
It's a little late now, though.
Right. Agreed.
Something to monitor that. Check out both those podcasts. I host the College Football Experience, and I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The CFL Gambling Podcast is on Twitter at CFL Gambling Pod. Also, YouTube.com. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us. If you want us to not get canceled, you got to do that. Subscribe on all platforms. All right. It's not going to cost you anything. The fuck. All right. I have been in the desert waiting for these huge tits parlays to just come in. All right.
We're hitting that 1,500.
It's like I'm on mushrooms and I see them, but they're not there. And I keep walking further into the desert. All right. This is the week. You got yours last week. It's time for old Pick Dundee to show up. Till next time, folks, this is the CFL Gambling Podcast, Week 10 edition. Appreciate you guys joining. And we out of here. men.